Hello there, this is Andy Nyman, actor, writer, director, magician. I'm at the Festival of Fantastic Films in Manchester. It's October the 22nd, 2023, and I'm about to shove my hand into a skull and pull out 5 questions. Here we go. Question number 1. Rummaging around. Are you good at sport? That's a good question. I was quite good at sport, but I didn't enjoy it. So I played rugby for the school because my dad was a phenomenal rugby player. So I did it to make him happy. I was very good at judo when I was younger because I'm squat. I'm like a bulldog. You can't move me. But I never really enjoyed it. And then latterly, I'm talking about in the past year and a half, I've started training 3 times a week. And I've gone from hating it to really, really liking it. So doing weights and stuff and stamina. So, but I don't really like sport. I like boxing, but that's it. Question number 2. It's not the questions I thought they were going to be. I thought they'd be about films and things. What is the worst place you've ever lived? Well, I'm a creature of habit, so I've barely moved around. So I lived in the same house the whole time I grew up in Leicester. I've lived in London since 1984. I've only lived in 3 places. The first place I lived was the YMCA in the Barbican. And I was there for the first term of Guildhall Drama School. Then I moved to a brand new YMCA in the Barbican for the next 2 terms. And then I moved into the house in Hammersmith that I still live in. I moved in there in 1987. So I would say the worst place I've ever lived was the first term at the YMCA in Hammersmith, not in Hammersmith, in the Barbican, when I had to share a room with a pianist, a guy I'd never met in my life, and I absolutely hated it. So there you go. Next question. What's your most embarrassing experience? Bloody hell. Nothing. I mean, the only thing that really springs to mind is, I think I did Hangmen on Broadway, the Martin McDonagh show, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And there was a terrible incident there was a scene with me and one other guy, and the other guy forgot his lines halfway through the scene very, very, very badly. I thought he was having a heart attack, and it completely threw me. And there's nothing quite as embarrassing and excruciating as sitting on stage thinking, what is next? I do not know what the hell is coming up. And it took us it probably didn't feel that bad for the audience, but holy shit, it was wretched. So that's that. How many is that? 3. Yeah. Cracking through these. Next question. What is the strangest gift you've ever received? Okay, that's quite hard. Because we've got a very eclectic taste as a family and we're real collectors. Tell you straight, when I was doing ghost stories, there were a couple of slightly obsessive fans who saw the show a lot. And they were these, I think they were twins. These were middle-aged women, very sweet, but definitely that was the start of a new sort of era for me in terms of sort of a fandom. And it's quite an odd thing. Anyway, on my birthday, I turn up and they're like, got you a birthday present. Firstly, you're a bit thrown because it's like, the fuck do you know it's my birthday? But then you realise, they probably just looked it up online. Everything's out there now. So there's this wrapped box and you're like, okay, well, that's very sweet, but I don't know. I'll open it after the show, because you're thinking, I do not know what this is going to be, number 1. Number 2, I'm a bit scared. And what the hell, when I open this, if it's like, oh no, if it's a cake or something, I don't want to eat it. You just have to be a bit careful, Anyway, so I go into the dressing room and I open this thing. Oh my God, it was amazing. They'd bought the Vincent Price shrunken head kit for me. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It was a thing that was brought out in the 70s where it's a beautiful box set, and basically it's how you carve apples, turn them into shrunken heads and turn them into lights. Just the artwork on the box. And it's that. It was even more frightening actually, because you're like, holy shit, I was scared. They've got me exactly right. They know exactly who I am. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I've got an audience. So there you go. That's that. And the next one, final one. Is this the final one? Here we go. Final question. Let's make it a goodie. Oh, it's a long one. If you could swap places with someone else for the day, who would it be? Well, I want to give you a very honest answer to that. And it's quite a hard answer to give, but I'll give it to you anyway. My wife's poorly. She's been poorly for years. She got cancer and it's shit. And I'd love to swap with her for a day. There you go. There's my 5 questions.